Hey everybody, you'll probably catch this on a replay. Just thought I'd take um a chance at getting on here live. I don't normally get on live, but I thought I would take a chance. Haven't been on live on this channel. I have not. I don't think I've been live on this channel. But I said today I'm going to take time today to devote to this channel. I've been neglecting this channel, and it's please don't charge it to my heart. I've gotten a lot of email from you all. Um, and the truth of the matter is that at the end of the day, I'm just one person, and we have two businesses, two for-profit businesses and a nonprofit. And we're also running our other YouTube channel, which is growing so rapidly. So we've been focusing on that. And of course, we also have Founders of Nonprofits, which is on Facebook, which is the Facebook group. And I haven't even really been active in that group. That group has just basically taken on a life of its own. The great thing about the Founders of Nonprofits group is that the founders in there are supporting each other. So if you are not in that group and you're a founder, please go to Facebook and join that group. If this is your first time on this channel, I'm Jill Smith. I am one half of the Smith Serve, which the other half is my husband. He's more in the background. He knows nothing about. Well, let me just say this: he does not know what I know as far as running a nonprofit, because he does help run our nonprofit. But I'm the guru in this whole nonprofit thing. I like to consider myself an expert in the nonprofit world. I have experience from just about every aspect. A lot of the experiences come from hey there, hey there, hey there. A lot of the experience has come from the government, the federal, state, and local government. But I also worked for several nonprofits over the years. And so I like to think that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this nonprofit thing. And so if you are a nonprofit founder or you are thinking about starting a nonprofit, this is definitely the channel you want to be on, because most of my content is geared for founders who are in the nonprofit industry 5 years or less, or nonprofits that are generating less than 50,000 in revenue annually. So if your nonprofit is stuck, or if your board members aren't doing what you want them to do or need them to do, if you're not getting those grants and all that great stuff, then you are definitely in the right place on the right channel. So let me just say this, because I know a lot of you are concerned and you're worried about the current political climate, and so many grant funding is being cut and was trying to be cut. Let me just say this: the federal government literally exists. The federal government literally exists to fund for-profits and nonprofits. So whether the federal government is giving millions and billions of dollars to companies like Elon's companies to do the work in certain areas, they also give millions and billions of dollars to nonprofits, so that they can do the work on the ground as well. So I know a lot of you are. A couple of weeks ago, there was a big scare. There was a halt on government grants. But don't be alarmed. Grant funding is still just one way of generating revenue for your nonprofit. The main way of generating revenue is through individual donor support. And so I think a lot of you are relying on grant funding and trying to get your nonprofit to get to grant funding. While that is wonderful, your efforts should be on ongoing individual donor support. So if you do not have an individual donor support strategy, you are definitely you're definitely leaving money on the table, and that could be why your nonprofit is struggling. So I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to say, hey, let you know that this channel is still uh, it's still active, even though it's been non-active, even though I've been MIA. I'm doing a little bit of cleaning up and rebranding. I'm going to make this nonprofit channel consistent with the Facebook group. So we're changing the name of this nonprofit channel to Founders of Nonprofits, because that's mainly who we cater to. We don't really cater to like nonprofits as a whole, like the different type of like well-established nonprofits. We cater to the smaller nonprofits, and so we're doing a little cleanup and a little rebranding, and so yeah, you'll see some changes on this channel, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent. I know I say that all the time. How do we know if a nonprofit is real or not? What do you mean? How do you know if a nonprofit is real or not? If you are you asking, is it a legitimate business? Are you asking if it has a 501(c)(3) tax exempt status? Please explain. You'll know if a nonprofit is real or not. You can go to the Secretary of State, wherever the nonprofit is. You can go to the Secretary of State's website and look the nonprofit up. Also, one of the things that I do personally, and of course, I encourage my clients to do, is to create. Oh my gosh, I'm about to draw a blank. GuideStar is to create a profile on GuideStar. GuideStar is like the credit report of a nonprofit. And so, personally, during given season, when I am considering organizations to donate to at the end of the year, I will look at the guide. I will go look up the nonprofit in GuideStar. So GuideStar automatically pulls information from your 990. So if an organization does not file a 990, that information is in there as well. So you'll kind of know the health and the legitimacy of a nonprofit if you go to look up GuideStar. And so in the GuideStar profile, they pull information from your 990, but it also gives the organization an opportunity to create a profile and to include other information like their website, their annual report, and all those great things. And so to know if a nonprofit is legitimate, you may want to go and check out a GuideStar report, or you can go to the Secretary of State's website and type in the name and see if they are legitimate and active, because there's a lot of nonprofits that are inactive and don't know it, especially. And I can't even I mean, I think at the end of the day, it boils down to not having business sense, just not just knowing business, and being so focused on the mission that a lot of the business falls through the cracks. And so that's why you need someone like me to make sure that you are up on your in compliance with your nonprofit, and that's with any business. But yeah, that's how you can tell if a nonprofit is legitimate. So yeah, so I know a lot of is going on in a political climate. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of concern. What's going to happen with nonprofits? What's going to happen with funding? What's going to happen? What is happening with the economy? At the end of the day, people still need to be served. People are still in need. You still have a heart to serve, and so don't lose heart. Your business may slow down a little, or I should say your nonprofit may slow down a little, but there's other ways you can serve. You can do in-kind things. And so you just have to be creative. As long as you have a mission and a heart and a vision to serve, you're going to figure out a way to do it. It might be a little challenging, but trust me, it will pass. We go through ebbs and flows in business, in politics, and so yeah, I've worked for the federal government for many years. I've been through 3 administrations, And so, before administrations, because I actually worked for the federal government while I was in high school, and that was under first Bush. Um, yeah, that was under the first Bush. So Bush Senior. So I've been through four administrations, and I've seen, how. Let me see, first Bush, Clinton, second Bush, and Obama. So Obama's first term. So I've been through four administrations, and so every time administration changes, of course, all the leadership changes, and there's a lot of changes going on. Nothing like we're seeing today. This major change, but yeah, it happens, and so your nonprofit is still uh active, and the work still needs to be done. People are still in need, and now actually nonprofits are going to be needed even more now because there's more people in need. A lot of people, there's a lot of people are going to go through mental health scares and issues, and of course, there's a lot of people who's going to suffer economically. There's just a lot. There's just a need, there's a continuous need. So don't lose heart. Don't get discouraged. Your nonprofit is needed, and we'll get through this. We'll get through this. Someone had said I had put out in the Facebook group about about my nonprofit training. So if you haven't taken that training, please do so. It's absolutely free. The link is all through here. It's a 3-hour training. And so a couple of weeks ago, someone commented and they said, you know, is this training even really necessary now? Because a lot of the training is to set you up so that you can be grant funding ready. And I say absolutely, absolutely, because and I always say this: if you can get a government grant, a federal government grant, then your organization is pretty legitimate. You've got a lot of your uh, T's crossed, I's dotted, and so you still want to build your nonprofit accordingly, even though federal grant funding may decline. As of yet, it has not. I don't think there's been any. I mean, other than USAID, there's not been that in Department of Ed. As far as like your HHS grant funding, where most of your social service grant, health grants, and those are still intact as of right now. So grant funding is still out there. State and city grant funding is still available. County grant funding, local grant funding, of course, foundation grants. There's going to be now a bigger focus on business, people building businesses, and so these businesses, they're going to develop foundations, private foundations, as their way of wealth building, and so their foundations are going to be giving away grant funding as well as mandated. And so there's going to be foundation grants available, more, I believe, more foundation grants available. So don't lose heart. The industry is not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, the nonprofit industry is probably is one of the most secure industries out there, as far as not going anywhere. Now, there might be some layoffs because there might be some uh, funding cuts, but it is a very sustainable industry. So don't lose heart. So yeah, so that's if you need some additional like one-on-one help, please email me. You can email me at thesmithsserve.com. My email address is somewhere up through here in the profile. Um, I haven't been these emails been coming in so much. Haven't been able to get back with a lot of you as fast as I would like. But I am going through the email. So please email me if you need one-on-one assistance. But make sure you take the training. If you need tools, the toolkit is also still available, the Activate toolkit. Especially if a lot of you are having trouble with your board. A lot of board issues stem around, and I'm going to do another video on board help, because that's the main complaint I'm getting. It's not funding, believe it or not, is help with boards, but there's a whole board package in the Activate Toolkit, because a lot of what is happening with board members is that they don't know what they're doing, and they have no direction, and which makes them lose interest. And so if you need board help, it's probably because it's not structured. Your board is not structured correctly. So yeah. So I want to start coming on. I know on our other YouTube channel, if you're interested in following it, it is the Goddardang Union. That's the channel my husband and I do together. And so we go live often, but I'm going to start going live on over here on this channel as well. Q&A. So drop questions. You can email me with questions if you want me to answer some questions here on live. And so I'll try to do it every week. And so that I can, make sure I'm staying active. I'll also be, of course, over in the Facebook group, Founders of Nonprofits. And so, yeah. All right. You all have no excuse. Let's get these nonprofits. Let's continue to get these nonprofits up and rolling. All right. I think that's it. Just wanted to drop in, check in, say hi, and let you know that I'm still here, even though I haven't. It's been a month, about a month or so before I put up a video. And so yeah. But yep. This is my passion. It's still my passion. I still love nonprofit work, even though I'm doing other work as well. I still love my nonprofit work, still love my nonprofit clients. And so, yeah, it's up for 2025. All right, you all be blessed, and I'll check in with you in a few days.